Hello everyone, this is Jamie Starr with New World News. This episode is called Half-Breed Lives Matter. And I know most people are going to think that's a racial remark right off the bat, but I'm talking about stuff like this. Now, I pulled articles to do this video, and then next thing I knew, I was on Twitter, and I saw hashtag Puppymonkeybaby trending, so I clicked on it. And I guess it's a Mountain Dew commercial from the Super Bowl. And you see right here, you have the head of a puppy on the body of a monkey with baby legs. And the Super Bowl, because it's watched by so many people, they will put certain commercials in that have a sense of predictive programming in them. Where one year you had the Green Police ad where it goes around showing these police digging through people's garbages, pulling out light bulbs, being like, oh, this is in violation of the environmental regulation control, whatever. So adjusting people to these concepts. This, although it's trending on people, and I'm sure people think it's real fucking cute and everything, let me show you some stuff. Manimal rights. And now, mind you, these articles, this one right here is from 2013, and it goes on talking about scientists making human-animal chimeras. Alex Jones has been talking about this for about a decade now, and you just occasionally see it kind of pop up. You know, there was like a lizard man werewolf thing in the latest X-Files. You can see that they're pushing for this, and this is tied in with the transhumanism and everything, and it bothers me in a day and age where we see things like Black Lives Matter and this whole, they're trying to divide and get everyone fighting with one another. You know, women against men, whites against blacks, Americans against immigrants. And meanwhile, science is creating creatures, and you just have to wonder, what is the purpose of this? And they will be talked about, to fertilize a set of hamster eggs with a patient's sperm. Scientists implanted cow eggs with nucleic acid draws from human skin as a means of growing human stem cells in a dish. And these are like animals that could have like a human baby growing in them. I mean, this is off the wall playing God type stuff. And no one seems to care, or they can't believe it's going on. And what you're going to end up happening, I brought this up to a coworker, and he told me, he said, you know, what's going to happen is you're going to have some sort of illness that's only for animals end up being applicable to humans, which I'm not sure about this, but I want to say swine flu, and what was the other one? It was like an avian bird flu type thing. I think those were like that they were originally for animals, but have then been weaponized. And I mean, stuff like that goes on. Lyme disease was weaponized, put on ticks. You now have this thing with the mosquitoes and the Zika virus. Zika virus, there's a patent on it. It's owned by the Rockefeller Foundation. But here's just a plethora of articles. A Real Planet of the Apes. UK scientists secretly grew human-animal hybrids in laboratory experiments. This is from 2011. One of the articles I'm going to show you is the same thing, except it was from a week ago, and it was in the Daily Mail. And this is the thing. This was a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy theory, and now it's just being put out there. So, and it goes through... It has not yet been revealed which animals were used in the chimera and cybrids, but it's almost certain they were mammals. Furthermore, the closer the genetic code of the animals to humans, the more likely embryos would be viable, so it seems likely that these mad scientists would have been using eggs from monkeys or apes combined with humans. Planet of the Apes suddenly doesn't seem so far-fetched, does it? And this is the point science is at, where, I mean... I can only imagine the military trying to get in touch, a hold of this stuff, and I assume military is funding most of it, because military is always where you have the biggest pushes in science and technology. You know, like maybe the idea of growing a man with the leg abilities of a cheetah or something. But this is Frankenstein stuff. Scientists claim it was developing embryonic cells that would be used to treat incurable diseases. I mean, we can assume it's going to be the opposite. Yeah, right. What they really mean is that they would raise a secret lab full of half-human apes imprisoned in cages, then harvest their cells and sell them off to pharmaceutical companies, which turn around and offer them to patients at $100,000 per treatment. As usual, just another way to exploit living organisms and put animals through medical hell in order to make a buck. And you would think PETA would be all over this. You would think human rights activists would be all over this. This is why I say half-breed lives matter. Because there's so many of these rights groups that you would think would join forces and just come out in direct opposition to this. But they don't. So here's a natural news article. You can go over. Here's another natural news article. This one's from 2006. Scientists combine human bovine embryos into human cow hybrid. And I mean, some of this stuff, in Korea for $50,000, you can have your pets cloned. They have glow-in-the-dark cats available in Asia that have been sliced with glowfish. A goat that gives off like spider web silk type stuff that they're making body armor out of. I mean, this shit is out of this fucking world, and no one is batting an eye at it. Here's the Inquisitor horrifying human-animal DNA experiments show transhumanism and hybrids. This is all about mixing human DNA with animal DNA. Let's see, is there a date on this one? Nope. Which one is this? Here's the Daily Mail article, and this one was... Oh no, this one was a while ago too. 150 human-animal hybrids grown in UK labs. Embryos have been produced secretively for the past 3 years. It's been a lot longer than that. And, with all of this stuff coming out, MIT recently came out with an article on it. Let's see, Josephine of Pro-Life Group comment on reproductive ethics said, I am aghast that this is going on and we didn't know anything about it. Yeah, it's been going on and people don't know anything about it. And you can see it's being introduced into society through these Super Bowl commercials as something cute and fun and warm and fuzzy. This one's from 2013, so you see it gets talked about, but it doesn't really catch on. So hopefully the Puppymonkeybaby or whatever will spark a debate amongst people, because this stuff is really going on and people should honestly be scared shitless about it. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed.